travel by foot over 2,000 miles on the Oregon Trail just because you might have a chance to find this. That precious mineral called gold. From 1840 to 1850, over 250,000 people traveled the Oregon Trail to California searching for those rich gold fields and fertile farmlands. The journey across the Oregon Trail wasn't just for everybody. Those brave souls that had the willpower to seek a new life and new riches in Oregon and California came at a heavy cost. In 1940, it would cost a family of four $1,000 to travel across the Oregon Trail. And you may think that that's not that much, but in today's standards, that is $36,000 to make the 2,000-mile journey. I have great respect for the men, women, and children that made the 2,000-mile journey across the Oregon Trail to Oregon and California. Because if it wasn't for those people willing to make that sacrifice, our wonderful country would not be the way that it is today. Come join us for Day 3 of the 2023 Tag-Along Tour, where we travel across Wyoming on the Old Oregon Trail. Day 2 was quite the adventure. It all began with us leaving the Sweetwater River, where we traversed 40 miles of the original Oregon Trail route, where we met our good friend Mr. Mud and encountered deep water crossings, eventually making our way to Atlantic City on South Pass, where we set up camp for the night.
Good morning and welcome to Day 3 of the Oregon Tag-Along Tour. We just had driver's meeting and now we are getting ready to roll out of here, and today we get to play tourists by exploring an old historical mine and also the city of South Pass. So let's hop in our rigs and let's get out of here and let's go play tourists for the day.
Welcome to the little mining town of South Pass City. Population, about 4 people, roughly 3 cats, approximately 3 dogs, at an elevation of 7,950 feet. And if you don't believe me, well, it says it right here on the side.
All right, we have landed in the small town of South Pass City, and everybody's gathering together because our tour guide, he's going to give a quick rundown of the tour today, and then we're going to get back in our vehicles and then head back up to the mine. And I'm looking so forward to this because I've been wanting to tour this mine for a really, really long time.
Our tour guide Joe gave us a brief history about South Pass City before heading off to take our tour of the Corissa Mine.
The Corissa Mine, folks. This is going to be great. I'm very, very excited to do this mine tour. So I came up here when I did my Colorado trip, and as soon as I saw this place, I wanted to come and check it out. And it's just been bugging me and kind of eating away at me like, I gotta see it, because I love underground history. I love mining history. So the fact that we got a private tour, just our group, to see this place, it's going to be amazing. So come on with me and let's check out the Corissa gold mine. This is going to be great. Are you excited, Matt?
I am excited.
Yeah, this is going to be awesome.
Good stuff.
So do I.
Yeah. They do still roll decently well, just because it's on a corner.
Okay.
It's a little hard to roll.
Yeah.
In 1885, Bolivar Roberts acquired the Corissa lode and adjoining claims and formed the Corissa Gold Mining Company. Roberts ran operations all the way up until 1897, where John Spry took new ownership of the Corissa mine. In 1898, Spry purchased a new mill for the Corissa mine, and by fall of that year, the mill was up and producing ore. From 1899 to September 1906, the mill and mine produced 4,092 ounces of gold and at a profit of over $84,000, and at today's standards, the equivalent to about $6 million. In September of 1906, the mine ceased operations, and unfortunately, the mine fell into a legal dispute between Barney Tibbles and John Spry until 1950, with the owning rights being disputed in court. In 1929, the mine was leased by the Midwest Mines Corporation, and the company replaced the mill with a larger Dexter mill in the summer of 1929. But with the Great Depression in start and no funds to pay the creditors, was forced to cease operations in the summer of 1930. In 1946, the Mica Mountains Mines Corporation bought the Corissa mine and embarked on an extensive remodel to the mill by replacing the worn-out stamp mill with a Colorado Ironworks ball mill. The company also installed a duplex mineral jig, flotation cells, and a cyanide system to maximize gold recovery. With all the improvements to the mill, the Mica Mountains Corporation produced a little over $74,000 at $35 an ounce for 2.5 years. The Mica Mountains Corporation found itself unable to recover the cost of the improvements fast enough to maintain sufficient operating capital, leaving the Corissa mine once again left in idle, waiting for the next buyer. In 2003, the state of Wyoming realized an opportunity to purchase the mine. With over 150 years worth of history between South Pass City and the Corissa mine are now on display for visitors to come learn about this amazing gold rush town. Well, our time here at South Pass City and the Corissa mine has finally come to an end. It was time for us to air up our tires, because from here on out we will be hitting the highway, and our next destination will be Farson, Wyoming. Thanks, Joe. Greatly appreciate it.
mean? Mine's 2 colors.
I mean, if I know, if I
They got 2 flavors.
Nice. What flavors?
Chocolate chip mint and cookies and cream.
I just went all for the cookies and cream.
I was gonna do 3, but by the time they did the 2, it was piled up so high.
Death by chocolate. There you go.
There's hardly a better way to die.
Whoo-wee. That was a lot of ice cream. I don't think I could have eaten any more. Actually, I couldn't even finish it. I had to give it to my son to finish it for me. Well, Farson, everybody. Awesome little town. Make sure you stop in there and get yourself some ice cream. That stuff was awesome. And they actually had a really cool gift shop in there as well. Well, I think we are all ready to go. So, let's head out to camp.
We headed south from Farson on Highway 191, where we traveled about 8 miles and then turned off onto Old Highway 191, where it will lead us to our next destination, the Culpeper Sand Dunes. On our way to the Culpeper Sand Dunes, where we'll be camping for the night, I had a slight detour for us to visit the Boar's Tusk. I found a 2-track trail that led straight off of the main road directly over to the Boar's Tusk, so we aired down our tires real quick and started hitting the trail. And here's where I mucked up. Let me explain myself a little bit. So, my idea was that I would go from here, take this nice straight detour all the way over to here at the Boar's Tusk. But what I didn't realize was this white section right here, I thought this was sand, but I was really wrong. It was actually the worst thing you could possibly run into when you're out on the trail. You're probably wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Well, here in Wyoming, the worst thing you could possibly run into out on the trail is alkali mud. What is alkali? Alkali is a white substance that comes to the surface in a salt base. And the reason why that salt comes to the surface is because the ground is so saturated with water that, one, it could hardly sustain any life. Therefore, it just becomes the biggest bottomless pit of mud you'll ever run into. Normally, if I was by myself or with one other person, I would never ever attempt to cross this stuff. But since I knew that we had the entire convoy of vehicles to help pull one person out, I decided to give it a try. This part, though, way too soft. So I decided to move down a little bit and try another section that looked a lot drier. Well, one down, the entire convoy to go.
It's gooey. It's gooey.
Uh-oh.
I tried going back. Keep going, keep going.
The group watched patiently as we each individually went through, and watching the lightest vehicle in the group get stuck really raised some concern for the heavier vehicles in the group.
Shut her down. All right.
A few more people attempted to make the crossing farther back down the trail where there was a nice grassy section to hopefully give a firmer base, which did work out to our advantage.
Dylan, this is DB. What is your plan, my friend?
Well, we've got a decent divide happening there. These guys are going to come back out on the county road. Just because of my weight, if I don't need to go through it, I'd rather avoid it just in case. Because if I get buried in this, we're all having a bad day.
Understandable. Okay. Please help Grant, and we will rendezvous where this two-track meets the county road.
In the process of getting everybody turned around, John unfortunately experienced the true power of alkali mud. You can drive across it one time, then the next person goes across it, and you break through that crust, and it just turns into a bottomless pit.
I think you might be able to winch to Copper Dave. Yep. Keep going, John. Yep, just stay like you are. Don't stop. Keep going. You're almost to harder ground. Turn passenger if you can. There you go. You're almost to hard ground. The front's getting on the hard ground. Keep winching. Don't stop winching. Your back end's still pretty buried. You're doing good. You're good, John. Keep going. You're doing good. Trailer's almost through. All right. This was unexpected. We ran into a low-lying area where it is just nothing but clay and alkali. And look at this. Woo! This stuff is nasty. And we've got a drainage right here in front of us, and half the group was able to make it across. The other half of the group, they're heading back. And we decided to take a vote, and instead of trying to risk everybody coming across this drainage and potentially getting stuck, Grant is going to lead the second half of the group around on the county road, and they will catch back up with us where our two-track intersects back with the county road. So it was a very good call, because our situation, the more vehicles that started going over this type of terrain, the worse it got. And we were getting very limited to only a couple people per crossing. So it was a very, very good call to just split the group, play it safe, and then we will regroup farther down the trail.
Welcome to the Boar's Tusk.
The Boar's Tusk, that's a pretty cool sight to see. I still think it's kind of like the mini Devil's Tower. Well, anyways, we better hit the road and catch back up with the other half of the group.
From the Boar's Tusk, we only had about 3 miles of trail to run until we would encounter the county road that we were supposed to meet the rest of the group at, and then continue on into camp. We were able to regroup and continue on to the Kilpecker Sand Dunes, where camp was looking very nice and we were all anxious to get set up and start relaxing.
What an amazing day. We got to play tourists on South Pass City, check out the historical mine. Then we had some amazing ice cream. That was some pretty good ice cream. And then we came to this amazing place with the sand dunes. And these are the little ones. Look behind me. That's the big ones. And even bigger behind that. Well, everybody is settled in for camp tonight. We are fairly well sheltered. The wind is going to come from this direction, but this is not bad at all. So that is the end of day 3 of the Oregon Trail Tag-Along Tour. And I think I'm gonna go eat some grub and sit around the campfire. So thanks for watching. Until next time, we'll see you around the trail.
Hold up. Wait, John, you're this close to sand dunes and you're not gonna go out bashing? Oh, heck no. We need to fix that.
Downshift, see? Downshift, downshift, downshift.
Yep. Come on, come on. Yeah! Cannot believe it. That's so cool.
Yeah, we'll go down the other one.
You can do it!
There goes Dan.
It's that same rod, Ben. Hold it to the floor.
Alright, here goes Ben. We're losing.